Alright, welcome back to another Embrace Destiny video, everyone. Thank you so much for clicking that link and joining us. There's been a couple of weeks gap between my last video and this one, and I'll go into that in a moment, but boy, for a dead game, Destiny sure has a lot of news in the last couple of weeks, right? Yeah, so today's video, you're just going to see some Iron Banner gameplay in the background here, and I just want to quickly recap the last couple of weeks, look ahead the next couple of weeks, and talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here on the channel. So, yeah, let's dive into it. So, by now, you've probably heard a lot of this news, but I also know that the news is spread out between Twitter, Bungie, and Reddit, so I'm just going to pull some things together here. First, we're looking at the roadmap. Looking at this week at Bungie back on April 11th. They updated their roadmap to include the new expansion, Warmind. So you can check this out on Bungie.net. Some of the big things that are coming, obviously May 8th, we're getting this expansion. It's called Warmind. There's a picture. We're supposed to be getting a live stream for it April 24th. That's tomorrow for me. Maybe it's today for you. I don't know. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that, and we're also getting seasonal Crucible rankings, private matches, apparently Heroic Strike modifiers, multi-emote wheel, vault space increase, and the exotic weapon sandbox changes, which I'll go into in... Oh no, that's been moved and replicated. Interesting. Okay, I'm noticing on the roadmap that it's written twice, so I guess they moved it to later in the summer. But pretty exciting stuff. I'm super excited about Warmind. Honestly, here's the thing. I know that the Curse of Osiris is a bit of a letdown, and I agree in many ways, but I also think it added some extra stuff, and I'll go into more commentary on that later. But, hey, new expansion, and the Crucible maps are going to be available to everyone, at least up until Curse of Osiris, so that's pretty great. And you can catch all of that on this week at Bungie, but a couple of weeks ago. Alright, now moving into the April 18th TWAB, as we call it. They've been showing off some of their new changes that they're making to exotic weapons, specifically the Graviton Lance, that's the pulse rifle that's supposed to shoot miniature black holes, the Skyburner's Oath, that's the Cabal scout rifle in the energy slot, and the Rat King, of course, the sidearm, I believe. Yeah, the sidearm in the primary slot that lets you go invisible after you reload. So you can check out their their design philosophies, and oh, we also saw a kind of an update on the Sturm and Drag, or at least some previews. You can check that out. But Graviton Lance looks awesome. I mean, it's a cool gun. It looks neat. The sound it makes. But I always found it very underpowered. But at least in the PvE environment, this is going to be crazy. You can check out the video, and they're just making Fallen explode left, right, and center. So that's pretty great. The Skyburner's Oath, I'm a little intrigued about it. I mean, I never really liked it that much. Okay, its main thing was it could overpenetrate Cabal shields. I find it a fun challenge to shoot around them. You know, jump over them, shoot them in the back, shoot them in the hand, then shoot them in the head, whatever. But it seems like you're going to be able to do that, and now when you hip fire it, it fires kind of like semi-tracking explosive rounds, so it's kind of like the Colony meets the Better Devils, I guess. So that looks pretty great. And the Rat King, the biggest thing is they're increasing the invisibility time, and most importantly, I am really going to enjoy this part. They are making the Rat King a fully automatic sidearm. So no more getting a cramp in your finger as you try to take out an enemy. Now this thing is just going to shred. So they do a little preview on the Leviathan. Check it out. I think it's going to be really interesting. Lots of talk about the power climb in Warmind, and it's going to be interesting. Basically, what's going on here is Destiny's running into an issue. We've talked about it a couple of times on this channel. You're probably already aware of it, depending on your playstyle. Destiny 1 was very... it was very much for the specific elite of player. And what I mean by that is not by best, but people who have the time who have the time to develop the skill and have the time to grind out for all of the, their power, their light, the ultimate weapons. And Destiny 2 really flattened that out. I mean, you're talking about people who spent years working towards specific exotics and not getting them in Destiny 1 versus everyone having every single exotic in duplicate probably like 4 months in at most. Yeah, so everything's been really flattened out. And the thing is, I understand the desire to try and bring in, the casuals or like bring in everyone. I'm all about inclusivity here. But if you want a game to be long lasting, there have to be goals to shoot for. And I think you might remember Luke Smith talking about, a world that pulls you in, always something to do, and amazing people to play with. And the always something to do part is the real struggle that they've had here. Honestly, I think in many ways there's more content in Destiny 2 than there is in Destiny 1, but the fact that it's all streamlined and flattened out means you can do it all pretty easily and there's no replayability. Anyway, I didn't want to get into too long a commentary in this video. I just wanted to kind of little bit of total highlights of what's going on with a little bit of caption. So you can read all about the details here, but basically what they're doing is the power cap, without modifiers I guess, is going up to 380 with Warmind. And they're saying that they want to make it so that it takes just as long to go from 340 to 370 as it does to go from 370 to 380. So it seems like it's going to be a really intense grind to get your character fully maxed out. And I don't know. It's hard to say on the math where it falls in. I know it's a hard balance, but I kind of think this is a great idea. Because for the most people who, don't have time to play that often, they're going to be able to grind their way up to 370, no problem, average amount of time. And then, yeah, if they want to get up to the 380 level, they're going to have to really work at it. And that could be a bit frustrating, if you're trying to work on the raid, or you're doing trials, or you're trying to do, extreme, like, prestige nightfall stuff. But if you're into that, then I think you're going to be already grinding your way up here anyway. Whereas if you're more casual, you just like the Crucible, you like just doing the nightfall, doesn't have to be prestige, then hopefully you should be able to get around this. So that's pretty great. Finally, is it finally? Let's take a look. Yes. Okay, so they've updated the roadmap again. Let me take a look. Yeah, as of the, what is this? Is that the 12th? My tabs are out of order. Oh well. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about quickly is the Bungie or the Destiny Summit. So if you're not aware, if you haven't seen it, basically Bungie invited a whole slew of content creators, random just people in the Destiny community who they had an all expenses paid flight, accommodations and food and such to Bungie Studios to talk about Destiny 2, to talk about the future of it, talk about the current state of it, exchange their views. Now, they got a little bit of a chance to try out Warmind, but this focus of this event was not about Warmind. It was about, essentially, it was about September. So there might be some confusion there. Some people thought that it was about going and commenting on the new expansion Warmind coming out in May and changing stuff, but really they don't have the time for that. That mode is already ready to go. So this was more about, hey, try it out, see what you think, and also let's talk about the future. Now, I'm going to post some links in the description below. So far, I've checked out Myelin Games' review. I'm going to go and check out Mesa Sean's review. I'll put both links in the description below. But the good news is that basically there are two sides that aren't exactly separate, but they are in terms of mechanics and stuff and how you deliver them in the game. There's kind of two sides of Destiny, as you probably know. There's the lore, like the story, the characters, the universe, and there's the PvP, the gunplay, the character progression, the interaction, the combat. Those are really kind of two separate things because while they can work together, the way that you present one is usually very different from the other. And from what I've heard, they haven't been able to talk much. They're still under NDA. We're probably going to learn a little bit more on the Tuesday stream coming, and we're probably going to learn a lot more as we go forward in the few months. But what we have heard so far, everyone I've seen post about it has said it's been an incredible experience. They're really happy to see Bungie being, listening and accommodating them. And the people who work at Bungie were really happy to have people come in and, to give their feedback and to be as constructive as possible. Now, in terms of hardcore results, we don't really know. It's been said by Myelin Games in the link below that apparently Bungie presented this idea and the entire summit of the community was like, that's a bad idea. And Bungie said, okay, we won't do it. It wasn't anything that they've completed. It was just an idea that they had. And it was the content creators, the people who were invited, thought it was really great to see Bungie listening that hard. In terms of other stuff, I'll have to listen to Mesa Sean's video. I'm sure it's probably going to go more into detail about gunplay, character progression, and such. But in terms of lore, things are looking really good. Myelin Games is basically right up there with My Name is Bife in terms of lore masters of the community. They've been making videos. Seriously, check out his channel. It's really great in-depth stuff. Anything you want to learn about every part of the game, he's stitched together the disparate, grimoire that we have all come to know and love. But he got to sit down with specific people at Bungie for an hour, basically solo with them, to talk about lore, the story, the way that Destiny 2 carries itself in that way versus Destiny 1, and it sounds like a really good experience. He himself has gone from I don't even know if I want to make YouTube videos anymore regarding this game to I want to go home right now and play it and start pre-making videos for the content I know is coming in September. So I don't know, we've all been hyped before, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad that Bungie is listening, and who knows, maybe if I keep working at this, maybe if I keep building it with your help and your feedback, maybe I'll be on the short list, in like a year or two or whatever, Destiny 3 or something to check that out. Doesn't really matter. I'm just really enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the fact that the game studio is listening, and I'm enjoying the community being positive and constructive rather than toxic and destructive. Anyway, this video has gone on a little bit longer than I wanted, but hopefully you've been enjoying the gameplay in the background, and hopefully this catches you up. So, quick recap. Tomorrow, April 24th, we're getting a live stream of the Warmind, probably a trailer maybe, and they're probably going to talk a little bit about the summit. Then, May 8th, we're getting the Warmind expansion that's coming out. There's going to be a summer live event, of course, and then in September we're expected to get, the Taken King-sized drop of an update expansion in Destiny 2. So exciting stuff moving forward in terms of my channel. I'm going to keep making videos here. I'm really excited about that. I've also been trying out a couple of other games, specifically Far Cry 5, which a friend lovingly gifted to me for my birthday, so that's cool. And yeah, I might mix that up a bit. I'm going to try and stream over on my Twitch channel. Probably not this week or maybe later in the week, but I'll keep you guys posted. Follow me on Twitter down below for updates, more specific, up-to-date of what I'm doing. And I hope... Oh, we're hearing some French sirens out there. I hope that whatever you're doing, you're enjoying it, and I hope that this game or other games brings you, the awesome emotions that you've come to expect. So thank you all very much for watching and listening, and I look forward to the next one. And I'm going to probably try to live tweet the live stream tomorrow. So again, check me out on Twitter below, and like, comment, subscribe if you want, whatever. Long outro is long. I'll catch you all later. Thanks. Bye now. Opponent claimed